What if the fortune you desperately prayed for came attached to a curse that would haunt your bloodline forever? We often look to the heavens for salvation, but sometimes the answer comes from the earth's dark, ancient corners. In the heart of the forbidden Devvan forest, one man traded his solitude for a love that wasn't human and paid a price far heavier than gold. Meet Arav. To the village, he was just a woodcutter, a man who smelled of sawdust and sweat. But his hands held a genius that went unnoticed. He could carve gods from driftwood, yet he couldn't carve a meal for his children. The passing of his wife had left a void in his home that poverty was quickly filling with despair. The winter was coming, and the coin jar was empty. The village of Defgar had nothing for him but sympathetic glances, and sympathy, as Arav knew, was a currency with no value at the market. Desperation is a powerful navigator. It pointed Arav toward Palampur, a town across the valley where his art might find a buyer. But between him and salvation lay the Devvan. The locals didn't just avoid this forest, they feared it. Legends spoke of the Yakshinis, nature spirits, guardians of the earth's hidden treasures, beautiful, ethereal, and perilous. To enter their domain was to invite the unknown. But looking at his children's hollow cheeks, Arav decided that the unknown was less terrifying than the certainty of starvation. The forest didn't welcome him, it tolerated him. The air grew heavy, thick with the scent of jasmine and wet earth. Sunlight didn't just fall here, it filtered through, changing into something ancient. As he ventured deeper, the silence was broken not by a beast, but by a voice, melodic, hypnotic, and undeniably unnatural. And then she appeared, Mayawati, not a woman, but a vision woven from the forest's own dreams. She wasn't startled by him, she was expecting him. Yakshinis, the stories say, are drawn to the pure of heart and the desperate. She saw Arav not as an intruder, but a soul carrying a mountain of grief. The attraction was instant, a collision of two lonely worlds. She offered him a proposal that sounded like madness, marriage. She promised to be the mother his children had lost, to fill his home with abundance. But every supernatural gift comes with a clause, a fine print written in shadow. She handed him a clay pot, its mouth sealed with wax and ancient symbols. Inside this vessel, she whispered, lies my essence, my tether to this realm. Guard it with your life. Hide it where no light can touch it. As long as this remains safe, I am yours. It was her vulnerability she was handing him, her freedom. Arav, blinded by the promise of a future for his children, accepted. He buried the pot deep beneath the floorboards of his ancestral home, sealing his fate with dirt and hope. The change was overnight. The hut became a home. The empty larder overflowed with grain. Mayawati was the perfect mother, the perfect wife. Her touch brought warmth, her presence brought luck. Arav's carvings began to sell for fortunes in the town. They were living a fairy tale, but fairy tales are fragile things. The village, however, noticed. They noticed the sudden wealth, the glowing wife who never seemed to age, who walked with a grace that defied gravity. Envy is the most dangerous neighbor. Kanta, a woman whose curiosity was a weapon, began to watch. She saw things that didn't add up. The way Mayawati's feet sometimes seemed to hover, or, if the legends were true, turn backwards. The whispers started as a trickle and became a flood. Yakshini, they hissed. Demon. Arav tried to shield her, but the seed of suspicion had been planted, not just in the village, but in the very foundation of his home. One fateful afternoon, while Arav was at the market and Mayawati was tending to the garden, the children were playing. Innocence is the enemy of secrets. Their game led them to the loose earth beneath the floor. They dug, expecting a toy, and found the clay pot. It hummed with a strange energy. They called out to their new mother, "Look what we found." Mayawati froze. The color drained from her face, leaving her pale as the moon. She rushed inside, but the seal was broken. The secret was out. It wasn't just hair inside, it was her agency. She looked at the children she had come to love, then at the pot. She knew the laws of her kind. Once the vessel is discovered, the bond is severed. She had to choose, remain a captive of curiosity or reclaim her freedom.
With tears of diamond dust falling from her eyes, she took the pot. She didn't scold them. She kissed their foreheads one last time. Arav returned to a house that felt suddenly cold. He saw the smoke. He smelled the burning hair, acrid, electric, ozone-like. He burst into the room to find Mayawati standing by the hearth, the flames consuming the contents of the pot. She turned to him, her form beginning to shimmer, losing its solidity. "You gave me a home," she said, her voice echoing as if from a distance. "But the world of men and the world of spirits cannot share the same roof forever." She didn't leave him empty-handed. As her form dissolved into the golden light of the setting sun, a shower of gold coins rained down, filling the room, covering the floor. She left him the wealth she promised. She left him the security he craved. But she took the one thing that money couldn't buy, her presence. She vanished into the ether, returning to the dev van, leaving Arav rich beyond his wildest dreams and poorer than he had ever been. Today, the woodcutter's hut is a mansion. His children grew up as royalty. But ask the old man who sits by the window, staring endlessly at the tree line of the dark forest, and he will tell you the truth. He will tell you that the gold is cold to the touch. He will tell you that silence is the loudest sound in the world. We chase miracles, forgetting that reality, with all its hardships, is the only place where true love can survive without conditions. Arav possesses everything a man could want, except the hand that once held his in the dark. If this story of love, loss, and the supernatural touched a nerve, do not leave this circle unbroken. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this with someone who needs to know. Be careful what you wish for. Until next time, keep your eyes on the shadows.